Today we are ranking every Sword and Shield set from worst to first. But, and guys, this is a big but. Wait, no, not that kind of but. Come on, guys, get your mind out of the gutter. Now wait, where was I? Oh yeah, that's right. But we are not just using popular opinion to rank these sets. No, my apes, we are way more sophisticated than that. That's why we are turning to a method that you've likely never seen to rank Pokemon sets, and that is data science. That's right, we are using actual science to once and for all objectively prove what the best set is from the Sword and Shield era using numbers. But y'all, I need to give you a fair warning before you watch this video. You may not like some of the things that you see because it contradicts popular opinion that most people have about what the best sets are from the Sword and Shield era. In fact, I would wager every single one of my Gengar cards that not one of you would guess the top 3 sets correctly. Don't believe me? Let's get into the numbers. Okay, I don't want to waste any of your time going through the methodology I used to get to these numbers, so we're going to jump right into what the worst set from the Sword and Shield era was, and as we go through them, I'm going to show you the numbers and how I got them to explain exactly why I ranked these sets the way that I did. But before we do that, I genuinely want to know, would any of you have gotten the top 3 correctly? Leave a comment below before I start ranking these, and tell me what you think the top 3 sets are going to be from the Sword and Shield era. Coming in number 17 at dead last in the Sword and Shield era is Rebel Clash, which is probably a surprise to nobody. Now, whenever I evaluated these sets, what I did is I took every single card from these sets and I looked at the current market value price of them. Now, there were multiple ways that I could have taken this data and sliced and diced the sets and ranked them from worst to first. But what I ultimately decided to do was to look at how many cards each set had that were above $30, how many were above $50, and how many were above $100, using the average price as a tiebreaker if I needed to. So when I took the sets and I looked at them through that lens, it was very clear that Rebel Clash was at the bottom. It's the only set in the entire Sword and Shield era that doesn't have a single card over $30. In fact, the 2 best, most valuable cards in the set are full art trainer cards. You've got the full art Sonya and the full art Boss's Orders. In fact, the total value of that entire set, if you were to go out and buy every single card right now on TCG Player, it would come in at $398.27. That's an average of $1.91 per card, one of the lowest averages that we see across all the sets. Coming in at number 16 is Darkness Ablaze. It has a total set value of $206.55 with an average card cost of $1.03. That's the lowest average card cost out of any set in Sword and Shield. It also only has 1 card that comes in above $30 and none that come in above $50. That 1 card is obviously the Charizard VMAX. It's really the only redeeming quality of the Darkness Ablaze set. Coming in at number 15 is the Sword and Shield base set. The total value for all the cards in the set come in at $353.77 with an average card cost of $1.64. It only has 1 card above $30 and yet again no cards above $50. That 1 card is the Marnie full art card with a current market value of $46, followed by the Snorlax Rainbow Secret Rare, the Quick Ball Secret Rare, the Marnie Secret Rare, along with the Zacian V and Zamazenta V Secret Rares. Once you get past those, there's really not that much there. Even some of those cards like the Zacian and Zamazenta don't even crack $20. They're in the $15 to $18 range. So really, there's not a whole lot of redeeming qualities about this set either, but if you do like full art trainers, it's a decent one to go after because it does have the Marnie full arts in it, which are very popular trainer cards. Coming in at number 14 is our first special or holiday set, and that's the Pokemon Go set that were released in the summer of 2022. Now, there was a lot of hype and excitement around this set. People thought it had a chance to be really great, but it just fell flat. The big reason for that is that there's only 1 card over $30 and none over $50. The average cost per card is actually decent. It's at $3.26 with a total value of $296.47. And that's because there's only 91 cards in the set. But the cards that have value really aren't super popular cards. The 1 card that comes in above $30 is the Mewtwo Rainbow Rare, which is valued at around $40. And behind that, the next closest thing is the Dragonite Rainbow Rare, and the Mewtwo alternate art doesn't even crack $30. It's only valued at $28, which is crazy for a Mewtwo alternate art. You would think it would be much higher than that, but it turns out they weren't that hard to pull. The art on it is so-so in my opinion, but again, we're not here for opinions, we're just looking at the facts. So based on all those numbers, it's really not that great of a set, which is why it's ranked so low. Coming in at number 13 is Vivid Voltage, yet another early Sword and Shield era set, and you may be noticing a trend here that many of these early Sword and Shield era sets just don't rank very high. The big reason for that is they just don't have cards that are worth much value, at least not many of them. Vivid Voltage is no different in the fact that it only has one card that carries real value, and that of course is the Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX, otherwise affectionately known as Chonkachu. Now the difference here between this and the other sets we've looked at so far is that that one card is actually the first card that we're going to see today worth over $100, coming in at around $130 and change. But outside of that one card, there really aren't any other cards in this set that carry much value. In fact, if you look at the top two cards in this set, you'll see the Pikachu VMAX Rainbow Rare at the top, worth $131, followed in second place by the Pikachu V Full Art at, get this, less than $15. It's just impossible for me to rank a set high based on that criteria. The numbers just don't support it. So because of that, I had to rank this low. Even though I do love that Pikachu, there's really nothing else in this set that gives it any value. Coming in at number 12 is Shining Fates, another special set. Now I was kind of surprised to see Shining Fates come in this low because it is a pretty cool set that a lot of people like to open. But if you look at the numbers, you can't deny that it's really not that great of a set value-wise. It comes in at a total price of around $482 with an average card cost of $2.47. But just like all the other sets before this set only has one real card that carries the entire set, and that of course is the Shiny Charizard VMAX that you get from the Shiny Vault. Now, the Shiny Vault is where pretty much all the value in this set is, with the Charizard coming in at $107.75 in current market value, and it was much higher than that at one point, but because Shining Fates got so many reprints over the past year and a half, 2 years or so, it just caused all the card prices to plummet because there's just more and more of them in the market now. Throw on top of that some of these cards that carry some value right now, and by some I mean like between $8 and $10, they only carry that value because they're very popular in the Pokemon TCG right now, and many people use them in their decks. As soon as Shining Fates goes out of rotation, many of these prices are probably going to drop even further, which is why you cannot rank this set that high. The only reason I gave this one the nod over Vivid Voltage is because the average cost per card is higher than what you find in Vivid Voltage. Coming in at number 11 is yet another special set, and that's the Celebrations 25th Anniversary set. Now this one really surprised me that it didn't crack the top 10 because this is one of the more popular sets it seems today. Many people are talking about it, everybody seems to love opening it. I know I did. But when you look at the numbers, yet again, it just doesn't support it being a top tier set in the Sword and Shield era. That said, it is the first set today that has two cards above $30, and that's the Gold Mew Secret Rare and the Charizard from the Classic Collection. The Mew card is a shiny version of Mew that comes on the gold card format, which of course carries some value and people just enjoy collecting. That comes in at a value of $35 in today's market, but the heavy hitter is naturally the Charizard from the Classic Collection. This Charizard is a reprint of the original art that comes from the base set, which means that there's a lot of people that really just want to get their hands on that card who may not have the ability to go back and buy an original base set Charizard. Besides those two cards, you just really don't have many cards that carry much value here. The Umbreon Gold Star is decent, it carries about $20 in value, but behind that you've got a handful of cards in the Classic Collection between $7 and $12 or so, and behind that there's just not much. So because of that, it's just not a super high tier set in terms of having valuable chase cards to go after. Cracking the top 10 in very surprising fashion, at least for me, is Champion's Path. This is one of those sets that I didn't think would come anywhere close to the top 10 and would be close to the bottom of the barrel. And the big reason for that is that a lot of people talk about this set as if it's very lackluster and just a bad set overall. And I understand why they say that, because there's really only two cards in the set that carry value, but both of them are well north of $100. That's the Shiny Charizard V and the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX. Those two cards account for 82% of the entire value of the set. Now, obviously that's not great for the health of a set, which is why it's not any higher on this list, but it does still make it better than many of the sets that we've looked at so far, because it's the first set that has two cards above $100, and they're not just barely squeaking by. No, they are well above that. The Shiny Charizard V comes in at $165, and the Rainbow Rare Charizard VMAX is around $175. And even though none of the other cards in Champion's Path are fun to pull, unlike Celebrations where even the low value cards just are fun to pull out of a pack, the value here is still better than what you're going to get in Celebrations because of those two cards. Throw on top of that Champion's Path was not printed like crazy like some of the other sets in Sword and Shield were. I think that it makes sense that this is a top 10 set, despite what I would have thought going into this video. Coming in at number 9 is a set that we all love to hate on, and that's Battle Styles. Now, Battle Styles is one of the sets that we all know is not a top tier Sword and Shield era set, but but it is still decent. And that's because it has 4 cards above $30, 2 cards above $50, and 1 card that's north of $100. That 1 card being the Tyranitar V alternate art that people like to call the Sleepy Tyranitar. It's worth $108, $109. But behind that, you've also got the Single Strike Urshifu VMAX alternate art at around 32, the Empoleon V alternate art at around 39, and the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX alternate art at around 63. So it does have some cards that are worth some value and cards that people like to pull. So while it may not be the best set, I do think that many of us need to give it more credit than what we want to. Okay, so number 8 on our list, just one step above Battle Styles, is Brilliant Stars. Y'all, if you'd told me that Brilliant Stars would be ranked this low and just one above Battle Styles going into this video, I would have laughed at you. But when you look at the numbers, it's really not that great compared to some other sets in this era. It only has 4 cards above $30, 2 cards above $50, and 1 card above $100. Y'all, that's the exact same makeup as what Battle Styles has. The big difference here between Brilliant Stars and Battle Styles, though, is the total value of the set. The total value of Battle Styles was only $539.31, whereas Brilliant Stars is worth $846.47. The big reason for that is that Brilliant Stars has a trainer gallery, which adds a significant amount of value that Battle Styles just doesn't have because it has no trainer gallery. So what are the cards of value from Brilliant Stars? Well, the top one is obviously the Charizard V alternate art coming in at $184. Behind that, you've got the Rainbow Rare Charizard V-Star, worth around $82. You've got the Arceus V alternate art at $42 and the Charizard V full art at $30.65. Those all come from the main set. Nothing in the trainer gallery cracks that $30 range, but you do have a handful right around the $20 range, including the Umbreon VMAX, the Sylveon VMAX, the Sylveon V, and the Umbreon V. But it does add significant value to the set, which is why it's ranked as high as it is. But again, I'm surprised it's not higher than this. Now, number 7 on our list is a relatively new set, and that's Lost Origin. With a total set value of $985 and 6 cards above $30, 2 cards above $50, and 2 above $100, it's a very solid set. In terms of total number of cards that are over $100 in the entire Sword and Shield era, Lost Origin accounts for 8% of those. Those 2 cards are obviously the Giratina V alternate art, which is coming in at $270. It's getting close to that $300 range, which is by far the most expensive card we've seen yet today, and Aerodactyl V coming in at $128. Behind those 2 cards, you've got 2 more alternate arts. You've got the Galarian Berserker V and the Rotom V, which are both coming in around $40 or so. Beyond that, in the main set, there's no other cards that crack $30. However, in the trainer gallery, we have our first cards that crack $30 of all the sets that we've looked at so far, and that's the Pikachu VMAX and the Pikachu V. The VMAX coming in at around $50, the V coming in at around $30. Those 2 cards are highly sought after, so the fact that we have cards from both the trainer gallery and the main set that are worth some significant value according to our analysis makes this set a very solid one to be picking up. Ranking number 6 on our list is yet another set that pleasantly surprised me, and that's Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike has a total set value of only $806, but it does have 6 cards over $30, 3 cards over $50, and 2 cards over $100, yet again accounting for another 8% of the total cards in Sword and Shield that are worth over $100. When you look at the cards that are accounting for all this value, you've got the Gengar VMAX alternate art that's way up there at $167, but right behind that, you got the Espeon VMAX alternate art at $165. So you've got 2 solid cards well north of $100 that you can pull from this set, both a very popular Pokemon, I might add. Behind that, you've got the Mew VMAX alternate art at around $80, the Mew V alternate art at around $45, Mew VMAX Rainbow Rare at $38, Celebi V alternate art at $34, which is a card that I'm very high on, and I think it's going to do extremely well over time. But then you've also got several other cards that are knocking at the door of that $30 mark, including the Inteleon VMAX alternate art at $29, and the Genesect V alternate art also at just under the $30 mark at around $26, $27. Add on top of all that there's rumors that Fusion Strike is not going to be printed much anymore moving into the future. Again, rumors, I don't know if it's true, but if it is true, I think you've got a home run here in this set in terms of one that you could be buying, whether it's booster boxes, ETBs, or something of that sort. I think that Fusion Strike is a very, very underrated set. Okay, so before we get into the top 5, if you're finding this video helpful, entertaining, insightful, and you want to see more stuff like this, I would love it if you'd hit that like button. It helps the algorithm promote this to more people that would find this stuff helpful, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. I make content all the time around investing, around analysis of the Pokemon market, and things along those lines, so if that's your jam, this channel is for you. Coming in at number 5 is the Silver Tempest set. with a total set value of $973 and 7 cards above $30, 1 above 50, and 1 above 100, that being the same card, which is the Lugia V alternate art. This set is much more solid than I originally thought it was going to be. That Lugia V alternate art is obviously carrying the set at a total value of $213 right now on the market, but it's also supported by a cast of other alternate arts that seem to be doing pretty well. That includes the Unknown V alternate art, the Regidrago, along with the Skuntank V, which is not that great. That one doesn't quite crack $30, but the others are pretty good. We also have the Serena full art that's coming in at around $46. We got a Lugia V-Star Rainbow Rare that's coming in at around $35, and the Lugia V-Star Gold card is coming in at $32. So out of the main set, it's the Lugias that are really carrying the set, but we got a few others in there. And then when it comes to the trainer gallery, we have the Rayquaza VMAX that's carrying the trainer gallery at $47. We also have a handful of others between $15 and $20. So because of that, because we have a main set with a handful of alternate arts and Lugias that are carrying some value, and because we have a trainer gallery with some cards of some value, that makes this set a really solid one to think about buying into if you're looking for a good set to invest in. Number 4 on our list today is yet another set that I think is very underrated, that people aren't talking about very much, and that's the Astral Radiance set. Astral Radiance is the first set on this list that cracks the $1,000 value mark for the entire set, coming in at $1,018, has 7 cards over $30, 3 over $50, and 1 over $100. Of those big chase cards that carry value, the Machamp V alternate art is the biggest hitter here at $120. But the thing about Astral Radiance that I think a lot of people overlook is that it has a handful of other alternate arts that are carrying significant value compared to other secondary alternate arts in other sets. For example, the Origin Form Dialga V and Origin Form Palkia V are both north of $50, coming in around $53 to $55 each. Then you also have the Hisuian Sneasler V alternate art coming in at $38, and the Beedrill V alternate art, which I think is one of the coolest alternate arts of all of them made in the Sword and Shield era, and that's at $33. Throw on top of that the really popular Starmie V card that includes Misty in the trainer gallery that's coming in at $38, and even the Garchomp V with Cynthia that's coming in at $29 in the trainer gallery, along with a handful of others around the $9 to $12 range. This is yet another set with a great trainer gallery, and it's also got great alternate arts that people really seem to be enjoying. And now we finally get to the top 3 sets of the Sword and Shield era. Coming in at number 3 is Chilling Reign, a set that I've talked about a lot on this channel and many other people have as well. It's a very underrated set that wasn't given enough credit during its time in my opinion, but now I have the numbers to back that up. The set value as a whole comes in at $1,370 with an average card cost of $5.88. It has 13 cards over $30. That's almost double what we've seen so far. It has 6 cards over $50 and 2 cards over $100, yet again making up another 8% of all the cards worth over $100 in the Sword and Shield era. Of those top tier cards from this set, the Blaziken VMAX alternate art tops them all, coming in at $165, with the Galarian Moltres V alternate art coming in at $135. Those are the 2 cards that are worth more than $100, but behind them, what separates this set from all the others we've looked at so far is the sheer number of secret rares and alternate arts that you can pull from this set that are worth between $30 and $100. Included in that list is the Snorlax Secret Rare Gold card at $81, the Zeraora alternate art at $67, Shadow Rider Calyrex alternate art at $57, Galarian Zapdos V at $55, Ice Rider Calyrex at $47, Galarian Articuno at $46, Galarian Rapidash alternate art at $43, Galarian Slowking at $40, Blissey alternate art at $35, Shadow Rider Calyrex V at $32, and the Tornadus V alternate art at $31. Y'all, that is so many more alternate arts than we've seen from any other set we've looked at so far. It's no surprise that this is one of the top sets, and if you haven't bought a booster box or 2 of this or some ETBs, I highly recommend you do so. Whether it's to open them, to keep them sealed, it's just such an amazing set. I really don't think you can go wrong with it. Okay, y'all, so this is where some feathers are going to get ruffled, and I apologize, but coming in at number 2 is Evolving Skies. That's right, not number 1, but number 2. Now, compared to Chilling Reign, it has almost double the value. The total value of this set is $2,500 and change, with an average card value of $10.59. It has 14 cards over $30, 12 cards over $50, double what we saw in Chilling Reign, and 6 cards over $100. That means that 24% of all cards worth more than $100 in the entire Sword and Shield era come from Evolving Skies. And topping the list of those cards is obviously the Umbreon VMAX Alternate Art, coming in at almost $500 right now. Behind that, you've got the Rayquaza VMAX Alternate Art at $286. You got the Leafeon VMAX Alternate Art at $162. Glaceon VMAX Alternate at $159. Sylveon VMAX Alternate at $138. Dragonite VMAX or Dragonite V Alternate at $101. Those are all your cards over $100 in the set. But behind that, you've got the Umbreon V, Rayquaza V, Espeon V, Glaceon V, Leafeon V, Sylveon V, Noivern V, Duraludon VMAX Alternate Arts that all are carrying value, along with the Rayquaza Rainbow Rare VMAX. There are just so many cards in this set that hit home. It's just crazy, and no other set that we've looked at this far compares. So with Evolving Skies being this incredible and being as dominant as it is compared to all the other sets we've looked at so far, I bet you're wondering what set could possibly top it. Maybe Crown Zenith? Well, Crown Zenith might actually, but I can't do that yet. I can't rank Crown Zenith because I don't have numbers against it. We don't even know all the cards that are going to be in the set yet. That said, the number one set is actually something that many of us don't think of as a set, but it's been something that's been produced as a part of Pokemon cards ever since the WotC era, when Base Set and Jungle and Fossil were released, and that is promo cards. The number one set, the best performing group of cards in Sword and Shield, are actually the promo cards that have been released. Since the start of Sword and Shield, there have been 312 promo cards released, with more still probably coming with the Crown Zenith set. Of those cards, they have a total value of $2,811 with an average card value of $9.01. There are 19 promo cards worth more than $30, 8 cards worth more than $50, and 5 cards worth more than $100. In fact, of all the cards released during the Sword and Shield era, the most expensive comes from promos. That's right, it's not the Moonbreon, it's the Charizard pre-release staff promo from Vivid Voltage, coming in at almost $600. That's followed by the Special Delivery Bidoof coming in at $262, the Lugia pre-release staff promo coming in at $175, Special Delivery Pikachu at $140, and the Snorlax staff pre-release promo at $133. And those staff promos are some of the most rare cards that you're going to find in Sword and Shield. And it's because of all these exclusive cards, along with the sheer volume of cards worth more than $30 from all the promos, that this set is the best set of cards that you're going to find from the Sword and Shield era. And I want to shed light on this because as we move into the Scarlet and Violet era, I want to make sure you guys don't miss out on opportunities to pick up on really cool, rare, and exclusive cards through promos that you might have missed in the Sword and Shield era or in previous generations as well. Because traditionally speaking, some of the most valuable cards that you're going to find from the different eras of Pokemon cards are some of the promos that are released through exclusive events, through exclusive products, and through different types of giveaways through the Pokemon Center. So keep an eye out for those things as we move into the next generation of Pokemon, because I think there are going to be tons of opportunities to pick up some really, really cool cards through promos and those types of events that we've seen in the past. Okay, y'all, so that does it for this video. If you like this content, make sure you hit that like button below, and if you want to see more like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to join my community of over 500 people just like you who enjoy collecting and investing in Pokemon, make sure you click the link in the description below to join my Discord server. Until the next video, peace.